people of Brighton Pavilion have made history by electing Britain's first Green MP to Westminster.
In the recent elections, Caroline Lucas became Britain's first Green Member of Parliament. It's a major step forward, says Jean Lambert, a Green Party member of the European Parliament.
It's really symbolic. People now feel that, yes, it's possible for the Greens to start cracking the system and get in there.
Prime Minister David Cameron says he wants to combat climate change and that his government will be the greenest ever. He's promised to cancel the expansion of Heathrow Airport, one of Europe's busiest. It's been a goal of Britain's green movement for the past few years. But the news is not all good for Britain's environmentalists. A recent poll found that only 26% of Britons believe climate change is happening and is man-made. And the new coalition government has not yet laid out specific plans for cutting carbon emissions or funding a low-carbon economy. These are the kind of issues that delegates to a United Nations environmental conference are working on as they meet in Germany this month. But Joss Garman from the environmental group Greenpeace says governments should focus first on their own energy policies.
Ultimately, all the governments of the world are agreed that we still need a global deal to deal with climate change, but we haven't got the privilege of the time to waste just going to more talks about talks. What we need to be doing is actually delivering on clean energy at home.
If Britain cuts its own emissions, he says, the impact will be global. He says developing economies are looking at the developed world as a role model, and that was obvious at last December's climate conference in Copenhagen.
They looked to us and said, why would we, with a huge stockpile of coal and lots of different dirty industries and a need to lift people out of poverty through economic growth, why would we change our business model when you're not even doing it yourself?
Stopping the expansion at Heathrow Airport, he says, is a sign that Britain is changing. But that's only the first step, he says, and many more are needed if the new government can fulfil its promise to be the greenest in Britain's history. Selah Hennessy for VOA News, London.